Hello, morning everybody, how are you? Hi Joe, Sally Ann, Andrew, Fee, hello, and Debbie and Shelley, and good morning Jean, Shirley, Liz. Lots of Liz this morning, aren't there? Hello, RT Blade 4. Oh, hello, Linda, Sharon, and Helen, Linda, and Linda, Ruby, Tucker. Must sound like budgies, doesn't it? They're little dogs. Come and say hello. I'm sure they are. Hello, it's rainy in Devon and it's rainy here as well Monday. It was lovely this morning, but I got up bright and early and I thought, right, as soon as it's light, at 6 o'clock, something like that, I thought, oh, what a nice day to take the dog for a walk. Not anymore, it's not, it's miserable. Hello, from Nashville, RT Blade 4, what's your name? Can't call you RT Blade 4, can we? Or maybe that's your name, in which case, hello. Hello Denise, Daryl, hello. Amanda and Hayley and Biz. Winter back in Nova Scotia. Oh, I think we're coming out of it. I think we don't like winter. Oh, I'm doing all right, Elsie. How's everybody else doing? Thank you. Tricia, hello. Lavinia and Susan, Karen, Christine in Melbourne, Australia. Hello, Kay. Melbourne, Australia. What time are you then? Oh, you're the middle of the night, aren't you? Can't remember. Hi Jackie and Jackie and Jackie with two different spellings. Hi Laura and 3:03 a.m. in WA State, WA Washington, says Anna, and hi Grace, welcome along. Morning Sarah. Susan's loving a Maddy book, lovely. Carol says morning from France, morning to you. Hi Annick. Right, I've got a few new things to show you, not a lot. And then we're going to make a little box bag. So this is really simple. I made this one up in about, 20 minutes or so. We'll take a little longer this time. Thank you. I forgot to bring some stuff down with me. Got your camera to hand as well. Are you going to take some pictures?
Of you?
Well,
Yeah. With all your friends behind you?
Yeah, you can see them all through the camera. Yeah. All my mates. Hi, having a horrible weekend so far. Oh, hopefully we'll be able to cheer you up a bit. Let's hope we can. 10:04 p.m. in Melbourne. Oh, that's not so bad, Maureen, although I'm normally in bed by that time. Morning, Marion, Celia, Anne, Rita, Linda, Chris, Andrea, Janet. 6 a.m. in New York and 28 degrees. Hi Anne-Marie. Right, so that's what we're going to be making. It's really simple, and I'm touching on, I don't know if you're there, Laura. Was it Laura? Rita. Putting a bit of binding on the inside seams. I can't show you on this one because I didn't, because this is literally how I've figured out sizes, because you always have to make something up in scrap first of all, so that's why I'm not showing you the inside, but we shall go into that in more detail shortly. Now then, Mary's just back from a dog walk. Oh, Kim's feeling poorly. Positive thoughts sent out to Kim, please. She's not feeling very well. Teratai, is that in Malaysia? Hello to you. Caroline's in Widnes. Sandra would love to make this on catch-up. I should be really packing up to move. Oh, that can wait. Oh, thank you. It is a nice community of lovely people, isn't it? I have to agree with you. You're a nice lot, you lot. Love you too. Dream big. Hi, Joyce. Chilly in western Wisconsin, says Pamela. Thank you. I thought I was going crazy. Oh, was that me? Got my daughter and granddaughters coming this morning. Oh, nice. Oh, Angela's officially a pensioner today, and she's got her bus pass. Congratulations, Angela. This is the start. This is the start of the rest of your life. So you're a young, as a are you 66 then? Because don't you get a bus pass at 60? I know you get a rail pass. Don't know. Hi to Fee sister, hope you get power soon. Love your striped hearts. Oh, now those were a YouTube video that I did last year. Oh no, the year before. When was the Jubilee? But I was kind of thinking we could remake them again. So have a look on my YouTube channel and just put in Debbie Shaw hearts. Something will come up, because I thought that they're appropriate for the coronation this year, but they're also a little bit of July the 4th if you're in the US of A. Hi Denise, Sharon, Julie, hello. Sorry, what did you say? Your messages scroll through very quickly, so I miss a lot of them. Added my picture of the sewing tidy. Oh, Julie will have a look at that in a minute. So this month's secondary project for the Half Yard Club, let me see if I can just get the website up, is, hold the line, just signing in, is this, which was a request actually from one Laura Harris, club member, who wanted somewhere to store rulers. And I thought, actually, if we're going to do rulers, we may as well do mats as well. So this will take an A3 placemat, and it will hold, oh, it's quite heavy with all this stuff in it, a 24-inch ruler as well, that sits down there. Because placemat, not all of us have the luxury of having a space big enough to store a placemat, A3, A4 or any kind of size. And they should ideally be stored flat or hanging up, because if you just stand them up, they'll tend to bow. And once they start to bow, it's a real devil to try and get them back again. So I thought we'll hang up our placemats. We've got places for 9-inch rulers. We've got little pockets in here that you can put patterns and things like that in. Maybe smaller rulers and templates can go in there as well. But it's a perfect size to go on the back of a door, and the back of a door is a lot of the time just wasted space. So we're utilising space that we wouldn't normally do and hanging it up there. So that's the secondary project. No video for that one, but that was out on the 15th. And if I just go over to said website, let's have a look at what you've been making. So we can go straight down here, I think. Should be there. So quilting set caddy, we've called this one. So that's actually hanging up in my sewing room. That's my straight stitch machine. It's very pretty. And these are what you've been making. Oh, whose are they? Let's have a look. So there's Jules, look. Oh, that's nice. You've got the pocket all the way down at one side. That looks really good. And again, useful places to keep your rotary cutters and your doll needles and all of that kind of stuff. There it is again, look. And this one is Laura's. And that's Laura's again. Nice fabric choice. Well, it always is when it comes from my website. Oh, she's made two, unless it's a different Laura. Nice. But really useful storage, isn't it? So that again is a secondary project for the Half Yard Club members. Good morning, Joella. Oh, Norway's, I didn't realise that, Solveig. So Norway's flag as well is red, white and blue. I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. I love doing the Union flag bunting when he did it for Jubilee. Maybe we could, oh, that was the tatty one, wasn't it, where we scrubbed the edges. Maybe we could revisit that as well. Jean, oh, her saying happy birthday to Jenny. Angela's 66 today. Congratulations, happy birthday to you, Angela. Letitia's off today. Nice to see us live, thank you. Bus pass at 66, is it? Okay. Not that you ever catch a bus, Laura. Do you know, I can't remember the last time I caught a bus. Trains, if I'm going to London, yes, because they're a lot quicker than driving, aren't they? No parking and congestion charge. But I don't remember the last time I got a bus. They don't tend to come through the village very often. And there's only 2 places they go to, so yeah, may as well walk. Great being retired, says Jenny. Got my Alice panel, so beautiful. Dawn, I want to show you that as well. I think they're back in stock, the Alice panels. Let's have a look through some of these panels. Now, I did put on Facebook, we have a few of these Maddy panels. So they are the same as the previous Maddy panel, the same colour, the same size, and you know, 1.5 meters wide. They're huge pieces, but these have a mismatched print. So we don't have very many, but instead of just throwing them all away or putting them into scrap bags or whatever, I thought we'd take the price down to less than half price, so it's a ridiculously low price, and the only difference is the patterns not matching. But if you're making the Maddy Caddy, it doesn't matter because you cut that strip off anyway. So the only time that's going to make a difference is if you wanted to use the whole piece of fabric for something. I did make Maddy a little dress using the whole fabric, and that maybe wouldn't work so well. But there's no reason why you couldn't cut that off and just use it, maybe, you know, gather it up and put it on the bottom, make something a little different with it. Karen, if you go to my website, and I'll just move that out of the way and show you. Go back to the home page. So this is Debbie Shaw Sewing. So if you log on to all the W's debbieshawsewing.com and go to special offers, and it's there. Look, it's called Maddy Panel Wonky. So there's the colours are fine. There's nothing wrong with this. There's no faults in it. It's purely that the centre section where this meets is mismatched. So it's normally £17.99. It's £7 for you today, which is practically cost. In fact, I think it's less than cost price. But I just thought you may as well have them instead of me just sitting on a pile of misprinted fabrics. So if they were faulty, no way would I sell them, or I'd certainly let you know. But it's not faulty at all. It's purely the mismatched print. But again, if it's Maddy Caddy that you wanted to make, doesn't matter because you chop that bottom off anyway. Maddy Caddy is available as a download on the website, so you print off the patterns and instructions down there. No problem, Karen. What's blooming huge, Jane? My panel. Hi, Mary. Hi, Maggie. Oh, you're not that late. I was a couple of minutes late myself. No, Chris, I haven't had time to steal my overlocker back from Kim's yet. I've been a bit busy this week. Yeah, so that's the download, and that's the panel. We only have it in the blue. We do have aubergine left of the regular panel, but the mismatched one, the wonky one, Maddy and Wonky, we've only got in the blue, which to be honest has been your favourite colour anyway. So take advantage of that. You can buy as many as you like. But obviously we won't be having this reprinted. So when they're gone, that will be it. They will be gone. And I say nothing wrong with it apart from, I'll show you again, apart from that the mismatch, which actually took me ages to realise that. Right, so that was that. The Alice panel, excuse me, is back in stock again. This is huge. If I open this up and show you. So you've got the bunting, then squares, and then 4 large squares here as well, which are perfect for cushion covers. You know, if you're making over the child's bedroom, these are just wonderful. Everything here is made with the panel, and we also made some coasters and placemats out of it. So if you're having a party, then these would be a really nice addition. So if you were to put some a board around there and make it bigger, you could make these into quilts. That would make such a beautiful quilt. And these are the original drawings from the Lewis Carroll Alice in Wonderland book. So they're from it was 1866. I can't remember when these came out. So you've got the 4 large panels there. Mandy panels sold out. It won't let me order. They shouldn't have sold out yet, I don't think. Let me just double check on that. I don't have sold out, I have stock, and I can add it to my cart. So I don't think we've got a problem there, Joyce. Well, we've still got a few this morning, so I don't think we've got a problem with those at all. So do you mind just having another go? I'm sure anybody else ordering will let you know. Oh, Sarah got all clear from cardiology. Oh yes, apparently my extremely abnormal ECG is because I'm a woman. Oh, I say. Yeah, I've managed to put one in a cart, so it's absolutely fine. Helene, we're making a little box pouch today. What's next in the pipeline for you? Deb. Oh, hi, Jen. You're going to Stitches tomorrow? I should be at Stitches tomorrow, just for the one day. And what else is coming up? Nothing new, really. Just lots more stuff for Half Yard Club. Maddy panels sold out. It won't let me order any. Joyce, I've just put some in my basket. So they haven't sold out yet. I know they haven't sold out. Is it the wonky one that you're ordering? Let me show you. Where are we? So we've got that many screens going on over here. There, look. Maddy panel wonky. Add to cart. So my internet's a little bit slow today. And then give it a set. Oh, come on. So my internet is whizzing around at the moment. It might be because we're so busy on the website. I'm not so sure. But I did manage to add that to my cart a second ago. Let me refresh and see if it'll do it again. So that's not very interesting viewing, is it? Add to cart. And that's gone in. So I don't know what the problem could be there. It might just be because it's so busy. So maybe try again in a little while. Okay, Karen, I'll see you in a bit. It won't let me do it. I'll put one by for you, Joyce, if you like, and we'll sort it out after. I don't understand why it won't happen. Anybody else having a problem? Laura's just bought a wonky one, so no, it's working absolutely fine. A Jersey one on YouTube. Did you do? Debbie did. Oh, sorry, talking to somebody else. Yeah, Joyce, have another go in a bit when it's not quite so busy, and then come back to me. Blush pink. I didn't know it was out of stock. They normally take 2-3 days, so maybe by Wednesday. Hopefully we should be able to get it back again. However, I can't get onto the website, really. Website's all okay from this end. I'm on it okay. Maybe come back in a little while, Francesca. However, yes, it is Stitchers tomorrow, which is a big trade show at the NEC. So our suppliers will be there, so they may have their orders delayed a little bit. I'm on the website absolutely fine, so I'm not sure what the issue is if you can't get on. Try to order too, but no joy. I don't suppose my daughter's watching by any chance. Let me have a look. I'm going to go. You have a look at Alice while I go into the gubbins of the website and see if I can sort out what's going on from here. It might just be literally because we're so busy. So do bear with me. Oh, look, I've timed out. I tell you what, come back in a little while. I can't do an awful lot while I'm here live, but I will have a look as soon as we come back and try and sort out what's going on. Can't get the site to load. Right. The website is very slow, but it opens up. I think it's working. Must be super busy. I think it may just be because it's so busy, but I don't know. But I'll have a look later. So don't worry about that for now. I'll have a look when I've finished here and see if there's anything that we can do. I did have an issue with the internet this morning, so I don't know if that's going to be something to do with it. It might just because it's busy. Just finally recovering from COVID after 3 months, is Suze. Whoa. Rose and Hubble been out of stock for weeks, has it? Didn't know. No access to website. Oh, that's a little bit worrying. Let's get sewing. Good idea, Elsie. Unable to get the website to load. Okay, so I can't do anything at the moment, so let's come back later. When it does reload, Alice panels back in stock, and we have reduced price on the rabbit panels. I'm thinking Easter time if you want to make anything from those. Only for a limited time those. I can't keep the prices down. We've got bills to pay, you know. And that's the olive one. So when you come back again, when you can get on, well, let me know when you can. The thing is, if the internet wasn't working, then we wouldn't be live, would we? This would all be slow as well. Carol's managed to get on, but very slow. Karen says server stopped responding. Okay. Janet had internet issue this morning. Couldn't get on it at all. I had to reset the router this morning. I don't know what that was all about. So anyway, at least we're here, so we can get on with a little bit of sewing meanwhile anyway, can't we? Sort that out later. I do want to show you though, for when you do come back, Kim ordered some fabric, and it's I think it's a lawn, this one. It is beautiful fabric. It's going to be perfect for dressmaking, perfect for making skirts. And the reason I'm saying that is she didn't realise, but I've already got a skirt made out of it. And this wasn't one that I've made. This was a skirt that I bought from Mango. So Mango, we've got Mango fabrics in stock. It's exactly the same look. When the roll arrived, I phoned her up and I took a picture of it. I said, "You bought my skirt fabric." She said, "I thought I recognised it. It's my favourite skirt. I wear it all the time because it's really comfy." And we've got exactly, mine's faded a bit actually. We've got exactly the same fabric in stock. So really excited about that. I've worn mine so often, it is actually fraying around the hem. I didn't notice until I was ironing it this morning and thought that's starting to look a little bit tatty, it's wearing out. So I might make myself a new skirt. I'll take the pattern off this one and make myself a new one, I think. I've gone fuzzy at the end. I'm fuzzy at the end, Em. It might be just a slow connection. Managed to add Maddy and then it crashed. No, I said I can't do anything. Well, I don't think I can do anything. I look perfect in southeast of France, apparently, says Michelle. Again, we'll have a look at that later on. So there we go. So that was that one. And then we've got some new art gallery fabrics as well. So hopefully we'll come back. We could all become Debbies with the skirt. let's all have a uniform, a Debbie uniform. This is beautiful, and I'm thinking Easter again for this one. Art gallery fabrics are such wonderful quality, and we've got some quite fun prints for you. So this one, can't remember what it's called, and I can't get on the website to show you. There's a sunglasses fabric as well. These are both art gallery fabrics. That's the one I'm going to use to make my box with. So that I'm thinking spring and summertime. And then we've got this one as well. If you go to new arrivals, when you eventually get back on the website, then those will be under the new arrivals. But the art gallery fabrics are just such a wonderful collection. This one's not art gallery, but it is an organic cotton. Thank you, Elsie. I think they are absolutely beautiful. Anna, have you tried Fray Stop? What are you making out of satin? I don't use it a lot, to be honest. Because I don't tend to sew with satin very much. But I've heard Fray Stop tends to do the job, so hopefully that's going to help. Fray Stop or Fray Check, I think they're called. Probably Patricia. We probably just broke it putting so many good deals on for you. Yeah, sunglasses fabric is fabulous, isn't it, Jenny? It's just all summertime. So anyway, regarding the website, let's ignore it for now. I'll get onto our web designer after and see if there's anything that we can do or whether it's an internet problem. Hello, Angela from the US of A. Congratulations. Anna's making congratulations. Good morning to you. Anna's making scrunchies. Leslie loves the Bambi fabric. Oh, right. Oh, hi, Alan. Right, so I'm going to move that over there and we'll keep an eye on this from over here. See what happens. Never had the website crash before. There's a thing. So anyway, we're going to make this, Laura, with binding on the inside as well. So we could quilt it as well, actually. It might be quite nice quilted. 76 tomorrow is Leslie. Congratulations to you. Christian's making a Tree of Life quilt. All right. I'm just going to re-iron this. So I have might do a video of this later on. But basically, I've got a piece of fabric which measures 11 inches across this way and 12 inches down that way. Oh, Rosina's just had a storm. And then one piece of lining to the same size. And then I've got a couple of 3-inch squares that I'm going to put on the tabs at the end of the zip. And my zip is a 15-inch zip, so it's a lot longer than this, but you'll find that helpful. I'm just going to re-iron this because it's gone a little bit wobbly. No, he's already been down with me missing fabric, Jen, so I don't think he'll be down again because it's raining. Love to see Kim do the old Wizard of Oz. Oh, Wizard of Oz. That'd be worth looking at, wouldn't it? I wonder if that's under licence or not. Hello, Sharon in Mexico. Okay. So I am ironing H640 to the wrong side. You will need some kind of stabiliser in here because otherwise you're just going to have a floppy bag. And it is quite nice when it stands up on its own. So H630, H640, a G700 would work okay. I don't think we've got any of that in stock at the moment. And then let's take my ruler out of my ruler carrier. And an erasable ink pen. The dog's just blown out. Oh, it's sunny out there now. Might get to walk the dog. And I'm going to draw 60 degree. Can you hear the door bang? It's windy. I'm going to draw 60-degree lines all over it. So that's the 60-degree line on my ruler. I'm kind of matching it up to the centre here, but it's not really important. And I'm just going to draw along the edge of here. Oh, the website's back apparently. Oh, good. And then 2 inches away from that, I'm going to carry on drawing lines all the way across. Now, I'm using a heat erasable pen. Do test before you use a heat erasable pen because I can mark fabric, and we don't want that to happen when you're marking on the top. If you do find that it marks, then maybe go for a chalk or a chalk pencil instead. So 2-inch lines all the way across there, and then turn around and just carry on in that direction. And then let's move my 60-degree ruler in the opposite direction, so I've got the line here, and do the same thing to create the triangles. And I kind of like 60-degree triangles as opposed to squares occasionally. Makes a little bit of difference. I think it's a little bit more unusual than just squares, but if you want to do squares, then feel free. If you don't want to quilt at all, then who am I? And, just started raining first. Oh, got your puppy's first training session. Oh, how lovely. Still need you 7 at order. Okay, Laura, and I'll be on it. So I shall see Kim tomorrow because we're going to meet her at the NEC. So I'll make a list. Right, so I've got that. And then I'm going to sew all over those to quilt them. So I've got a long stitch on my sewing machine, so I'm going to go up to a 3 because it's not a seam, so it doesn't need to be a strong stitch. And we're just going to sew all over these lines. So feel free to go and put the kettle on because it may take a while. Actually, I've done quite big diamond shapes, so it shouldn't take too long at all. So we could have a chat while we're doing that. Oh, just finished the polar bear, have you, Anna? Don't forget to post pictures on the website, will you? No, just me and Kim tomorrow. We've got a few appointments, but mainly just for a wander around. It's quite nice to go to the trade shows because you see all of the, as you know, Jen, the suppliers with their new ranges of fabrics and things. So it's quite nice to be in touch. You've made me addicted to making PJ Masses, Patricia. Made 5 so far. So, and then don't forget we are at the Stitch Festival in Islington in March, so do come along there if you can. That's a nice show to go to. I think it's about £20 to get in. You do have to pay to go in there, but it is quite a nice day out. I've only been to one, but it was a really nice show. I really enjoyed it, so I think it's worth it. Morning, Lisa. How you doing? Got those kids? My course learning Spanish. Oh, Alana, how lovely. Jenny's not going. She doesn't trust herself with the finances. You have to leave your credit card at home. Just take lots of business cards and look like you're interested. So So website's still not working apparently. Just bear with us, it'll come back eventually, I'm sure. I don't know why it's saying timeout. Need to get in touch with tech. Did you find the little lever? No, I didn't, Linda. I haven't looked yet. I need to get the instructions out for this machine, don't I? Because it seems a bit of a waste when I'm only using it for a straight stitch. We're actually going to be doing, I don't know whether it was this machine or another one, but it will be a genome, it'll be no genome at all, it'll be a Juki for the one-day special when we do the next Single Sunday. You know, the 6-hour show, which I think is the 12th, is that a Sunday? 12th of March. So if you're thinking about buying one, it might be a good idea to wait till then. Don't want to tempt fate, but the website's just popped back up again on my screen. FYI, just in case you were trying. Right, a good way of checking whether you've done it all is to turn it over from the back, because sometimes from the front you can't see whether everything's been completed, and from the back you can. And I've just missed one tiny little bit. I know, Alana. We haven't had new fabric for a while though, so we thought we'd treat you. Just need to iron these pen marks away. And the measurements of this, 11 inches across the top, 12 inches down for this one. I mean, it's a nice, it's a little bag, but it's quite a nice size, that one, I think. Morning, Anne. 6, you don't understand using the ruler to mark the fabric. Well, let's have another look at that then. I'll just get rid of those lines and I'll show you again on the lining piece. Okay, I'll just do it on the back of the lining to show you again. So, in fact, I'm just whizzing backwards to see if I've got a piece of paper that might be a little bit more useful rather than do it on fabric. Alright then. Hi Ruby, we're in hospital on Thursday. Oh no! Oh, lots of ice cream apparently then. Hope you feel better soon, Ruby. Hello. Right, so. There's your 60-degree line. So I'm going to put the 60-degree line against the bottom of the paper. So let's do it that way, like that. And then draw at an angle that way. And then use that line and put your ruler on it 2 inches away from it and draw another one. And then 2 inches away and another one. And then we'll come back in the opposite direction. You can make these smaller, you know, if you want to do these 1 inch apart, however, 1.5 inches, however you like, that's up to you. So that was with a 60-degree mark in that direction. And then here's another 60-degree mark. So if I line it up in this direction, I've got that. And then I can go by the ruler this time to make either the small, let's flip this over, or the larger diamonds. Or why not a combination of the both? Excuse me. So there's your 60-degree diamonds. Then this one. Let's just see what it looks like with a 15-degree. So this time I'm going to put the 15-degree mark across here and draw the line. Let's do 2 inches again, just see what happens. So that's that 15-degree line. If I lift it over to this way, I've got another 15-degree line here. So line that up against the edge of the paper and draw in the opposite direction. And then I've got very long and very skinny diamonds. So have a play with different shapes. And if you're using, well, you must use an erasable ink pen anyway, but you can always draw up a design, and if you don't like it, just erase it and then start all over again. Right. Let's take a look at this. So again, so I've got the diamonds covering the whole of the page here. The whole of the fabric there. Turn it over and just make sure it's all covered from the back. Now I've got a lining piece cut to the same size, and I've also got two 3.5-inch squares. I'm just going to iron those. Those are going to make the tabs that go at the end of the zip. So I'm going to fold, a bit like making binding, let's fold these in half. And again, pretty fabric, isn't it? I just love the oranges. It's nice to have a little bit of sunshine on these horrible grey days. Sorry, I'm missing some of your questions here. Why do you mark the right side of the fabric rather than... Oh, I missed that one. Sorry, I missed the start of your comment there. I apologise. But I think you've been answered anyway. Right, so again, long sides to the centre and then fold in half. So I've got two tab shape there. And then the same on this one. Size to the centre. And over there. And then I'm just going to sew down each side of those. So, bring this over here. So I'm just doing that so I can see you. More piping in stock. Yes, we can do, Gillian. I think we're out of pink, aren't we, at the moment? I'm not sure. But yes, everything we're selling out of is on order. If you put your name down on the wait list, so whatever product it is that you sell out of, I'll show you that in a second actually, as soon as we've got the website back. You can go on a wait list and you get an email as soon as they come back in stock. So I'll just sew down here and then we'll do that. Okay. So let's rearrange this again, like there, and see, we're back again. So special offers. Oh, please don't slow down again. Are we going to do it? Well, it's there on the offers on great products. If you scroll down to offers on great products, it will be there. If you go on to, let's search piping and see what's out of stock. So I'm just going to get the keyboard up. No, I don't want to put naught there. P-I-P-I-N-G. And see what comes up. Oh gosh, I think we might be running slow again. We'll come back to that in a second. If you put in the product that you're waiting for, or that you want to know when it's back in stock again, it'll say out of stock, but then there's a box that says keep me informed, and if you click on that, you'll get an email as soon as it comes back into stock again. And that's quite helpful for us as well, because we know how many people are waiting for it, so we know how much to order. So yeah, that works both ways. Right, let's pop this zip on. So I've just come, I think I've just messed up Facebook. Where are you? Oh, there you go. Getting the, sorry, your messages keep disappearing. When you'll be getting the brown cotton back in for the Van Gogh quilt, I'll have a word with my daughter. I think the website is very tired. Heat erasable pen marks are in hard to reach places like the headline mark on Maddy and rubbing can remove with a hairdryer. Also around any places where you don't want to put an iron on delicate fabrics. That's a good tip, Patricia. Thank you. That's quite right. Website wise, I don't know what's going on with it. So again, we'll carry on and just keep coming back. I'll try and find out what's going on with it later on. Right. So I'm going to sew the zip face down over the shorter end. So that's the 11-inch side. And you'll see why it's so long in just a second. So foot down, and I'm just going to move the needle over to the left-hand side and sew down the centre of the zip tape. You can pin that if you like. I prefer not to, but you do what you like. And then we'll draw up the second side. So this is kind of folded over into a loop. And sew the second side to the opposite side of the zip. And I'm just matching the edge of the fabric down here. All right. I think it might just be so busy on that website, so do pop back later on. Some people seem to be ordering things but saying it's very slow. And it's cork or leather. Leather, yes, Diane, but we can't get hold of cork at the moment. Maybe that's something we'll have a look at tomorrow if any of the suppliers have got it at the show. Hello, Glory Gore in Seattle. Right, the lining is going to go on the opposite side of the zip. So the zip is sandwiched in between the two pieces of fabric. And I like to sew from the same side that I've just sewn, so I'm going to sew straight over the top of that same stitch line. I sewed and glued Maddy's hair on. I sew it on first, and then I just drizzled some HT2 glue, the Gutermann glue, underneath the hairline just to make sure it stayed in place. If you are concerned, then try using a different method, like knotting it, like we did with Robin's hair. It's really time consuming, but that might be a better option. But I find with the glue, that glue is so strong, it's not going to go anywhere. Right sides together, Elsie. So that's the wrong side of my outer fabric, and the zip sewn to the right side of it. So the zip and the outer fabric right sides together, and then I'm going to fold over the lining piece so it's on the opposite side of the zip. So the zip's sandwiched in between the two pieces. So that's the piece that I've just sewn. So that is right sides together with that part of the fabric. Okay, so I've sewn it to the top of the zip and it's all right sides together. So let's do the same with the opposite side here. So that's the exposed side of the zip still. So I've still got the zip showing there. Let's put the zip in the middle. So outer fabric, lining fabric, zip in the middle. I'm going to sew from the same side again so I can see where I've sewn. And just sew down that same stitch line. I'm very good, Zakaya. How are you? So foot down there and then we'll sew. Oh, Anne's managed to get the fabric. Well done. So with that fabric, with the Maddy, we won't be reordering that because it's a little bit quirky. So it's quite a unique fabric, that one. Oh, I'm glad that explained, Elsie. Glad that's sorted. So that's what we got. So it's kind of two tubes with the zip sewn in the centre. Let's turn it the right side out. Like so. Then I'm going to open up the zip. This is why I find it more useful to have a longer zip. And we're going to top stitch down each side. Okay, now you can iron that at this point if you wanted to. we're just going to sew down here. So again, that's why it's easy with the longer zip, so you can open this right up. Oh, I've got a whizzy circle on YouTube. So I'm going to put the needle back in the centre position. And there you go. And I'm just pulling the lining and the outer fabric away. It's the 11-inch sides, Joe, the shorter sides. And again, let's move this out of the way. And top stitch all the way down. I'll do a video of this one because it looks like we've got problems with YouTube now as well. Keeps buffering. I've got a big yellow stripe across there saying open widget. And we'll do the same on the opposite side here. I'm not opening my widget in front of you though. I might open my widget later. And oh, talking of which, messages and things like that. I want to tell you a couple of times I've very nearly been scammed. They're getting very clever, so I just wanted to let you know so that the same thing doesn't happen to you. One of them most recently is a call from BT, which sounds very genuine, apart from the fact I couldn't hear a word they were saying because it was so crackly, and it was obviously a very busy call centre, lots of voices going on, and I had a woman telling me that they'd been informed that my computer had been hacked and they needed to check the IP addresses. And I said, well, how do you know? Oh, I need to pass you to my supervisor. So this guy came on, and I said again, how do you know what's going on with how do you even know I've got a computer? I've got a BT landline, but how do you know I've got a computer? And I was told, well, I'm technical and you're not. So I'm telling you. So I hung up on him. And you know, after I hung up, I had repeated phone calls for about 20 minutes, just non-stop, phone. Now the next time they phoned was yesterday morning. And I said, as soon as she said, it's so-and-so here from BT, I said, who would you like to speak to? And she hung up on me. Because I was kind of thinking, I said to the previous guy as well, I can't hear you on the phone. If you've got all of my details and you're in my account, you know my email address and you know my mobile phone number, so please could you email me or text me with the issue and I'll try and sort it out from this end. Didn't hear anything. And the one where I said, who do you want to speak to, where she hung up, if they're phoning because they know that I've got hackers on my PC, they'd know who I was, they'd know who to ask for, or they would at least know who the account holder is for my BT accounts. So I just wanted to warn you about that one because they're very clever and they're very convincing and it must be very easy to be taken in. And the other one, I had an email on our website address, the work address, just saying from a customer, a very good customer, her email address came up, do you use Amazon? And I replied, well, no, we don't normally use it. We don't use Amazon. We use wholesalers, thinking she's asking if we buy our products from Amazon. So no, we use wholesalers and sometimes directly to manufacturers. So that's where we get our stuff from. And then she came back saying, I feel really awful asking this, but I really need some help. I'm trying to order a gift voucher for my niece's birthday. It's her birthday today, and it's not letting me into my account. So I was just wondering if you could buy the gift voucher for me, and I promise I'll pay you back as soon as I can. And I thought, oh, that's a shame, because a really good customer on the website. Maybe I can help out. So I did look on Amazon about how to do this, and then she emailed back again, and she said, I really need this doing today. My niece has liver cancer, and I want to get this to her today so that I don't upset her. And I thought, why are you telling me this? That's a little bit odd. And then came back again saying, please can you hurry up with this? Can you send a £200 gift voucher to this address? So £200 is an awful lot of money. So I phoned her up, and it wasn't her at all. But looking back through the emails they were sending, they were all from different email addresses. They had her name in the email address, but one was from Gmail, one was from AOL, one was from somewhere else, and every time they emailed it was a different one. But it was, I was actually thinking, I wonder if we can help her out here. Until she said £200, I just thought, well, that's not right. So again, beware. because I have had a message since then from a different customer just saying, do you use Amazon? Shan't reply to that one. So anyway, I had calls like that from BT Hacked. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you, just to make you think twice when things seem really, really genuine. And you hear about people being scammed all the time. You think, oh, that would never happen to me. I'd know them. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Laura's been sent security codes this week, which I didn't request. Yeah, so just be careful with those. Tracy's managed to order bunny panels. I'm really pleased about that. Thank you. Are we back on track again? Let me see if I can find my website and see what's going on. We're back on track here. I was going to show you the. What was I going to show you? There we go. Currently out of stock is pink piping cord. Oh, come on, please do it. No, it's going to be incredibly slow. Can't do it. Oh, there you go. Oh, it came back. Currently out of stock, but then when you go down here, keep me updated. So that's what you need to click to get your email when the piping comes back in stock. All right. So just thought I'd show you that while we're there. And that's just going to be really frustrating because it's so slow. That's all right, Sarah. No, my husband once had a phone call from HMRC and said he owed money and there was a warrant out for it. I've had that before as well. I've had it with National Insurance. But I just hang up. 81-year-old mums get calls all the time. She's got the internet and gets called a liar when she says that. Oh, really? It's dreadful, isn't it? Olive's son answered a call for me and that was a scam. But he is IT trained and kept them talking for ages and they gave up. I've been told that some items are being delivered are being put on hold. Please contact with the details so we can get them delivered. Is that DPD by any chance, Janet? Is that from us, from DPD? Because they didn't pick up yesterday. I don't know why, but they just didn't pick up yesterday. A bit annoyed about that, but there you go. I've just got some more, this heat erasable ink that didn't go. Your sewing machine is working away and you're on your website. Oh, maybe the sound's just a little bit delayed on there. How weird. 3, yes, Anna. Probably more than that over the last few months, but those 2 that I just told you were the ones that were very convincing, very nearly taken in. Okay. Some young chap cold called me a couple of months ago wanting to do a survey. I was bored, so I said okay. He asked what I identified as, so I said a fridge, always full of food. Oh. Right, so let's do a little bit more sewing. So that's inside out now. So I top stitch along both sides and then turn it inside out. And I'm just going to snip off the ends of the zip and snip off this end. Oh, I should have done that the right side out actually. We'll do that right side out. Doesn't really matter. Make sure that you put your zip slider in, snip off the ends there. And then those 2 little tabs that I made, which I've lost. What have I done with those? Oh, they're in the bin. Why did I put them in the bin? I don't know. And these are going to go over the ends of the zip. So fold that in half and facing inwards just over the top side of the zip. So I'll just pop a clip in there for now. Jenny Jones got a phone call supposedly from Amazon saying I'd made a huge bill. Immediately got hold of Amazon. They assured me they would never do that. And then this one again, fold that over. And that's going to go on this end, but make sure that the ends of the zip are together. You can put a little hand stitch in there to hold those in place, first of all, if you wish. So I'm just going to sew through there, and again that's just through the top layer of the fabric, just over the top of the zip. Okay. Ray says always have scammers from Amazon. I think I've had a YouTube one. I had an email from them saying that one of my videos was breaching copyright. I can't see how it was. So I did message YouTube directly. I haven't heard anything back from them yet. But yes, you go come off whoever you think is a scammer and go directly to the company. I think is the best bet. How did you get? Yep. Karen says when I get these cold calls, I ask how they get the number because it's not the number I give out. Oh, Solveig's embroidering a nice design on a towel and an embroidery machine. That's nice. I cancelled a call at my mother's, and when I asked them who they were, BT, they wanted to speak, but they said that they couldn't tell me due to GDPR. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Right, so that's what we've got now. So now we're going to turn it inside out. And we want the zip open. And make sure the zip's in the centre. So if you wanted to use your cutting mat or your ruler, and just make sure that's all lined up with the zip right in the middle, which that is. I'll pop a clip in there. Thank you, Leanna, that's very sweet of you. And another one in there. Just make sure that they're opposite each other. And then I'm going to sew down both sides. I might need to trim that back a little bit. It looks like it's grown a little bit. So right over the zip in the centre, just make sure that it's all sitting nice and flat. And down to this edge. Actually, let's put that. Didn't quite sew that straight. That's better. And then we'll do the same on the opposite side. And again, my seam allowance is quite deep because I can see that for some reason the lining's a little bit wider than the outer bag. I don't know why. Okay, and then we'll trim off the edge a little bit. Like so. I had another one for quite a long time. I still get occasional calls now from McAfee Security, which I don't use. And this guy was saying that my security on my PC had run out, and I needed to take out a new subscription, basically. And I actually said to him, I don't have a PC. I said, what do you mean you don't have it? I said, I don't have a PC. Or have you got a laptop? I don't have a laptop. Do you use a Mac? I don't use a Mac. And then he said, have you got a mobile phone? I said, no, I never use a mobile phone. And he couldn't get anywhere with me. And I did end up saying to him, look, my husband left me and he took everything, including my PC, so please leave me alone. And they did eventually, but that was on a daily basis. They just don't give up, do they? Is there a way to know US dollars on the website? No, I don't think it translates, Kat, on the website. So I'm afraid you'll have to take the price and Google it. No, I'm sure it doesn't actually do that on the website. Sorry about that. Sophie's watching from Tokyo. It's 9 p.m. I've no idea what I've just eaten, but it was very nice. We'll catch up later. Who started planning Easter? That's a good question, Patricia. Who has started planning Easter? What are you doing for Easter? What are you making for Easter? What I'm going to do here is just turn this through and make sure I've caught the fabric. And that's looking fine. So let's turn it back again. Right, then I'm going to take my ruler again. And I'm going to draw a box. Now this is going to go from the seam line to the bottom. And we're doing 1 1/4 inches. And we'll do that in each corner. So again, from the seam, not the edge of the fabric, to the fold. So it's from here. So I've got a perfectly square box of 1 1/4 inches. And that's one. If one use the same technique to make a poop bag dispensers for animal charity sale, that's a nice idea. And I added an eyelet to the back to feed the bags through. Lovely idea. Let's cut these out. Like so. Bunnies in pretty fabrics for kids' bags. Do you do like an Easter egg hunt? We do that with the girls if they're over at Easter. That's quite good fun. In fact, we've done treasure hunts like that before as well, where we just kind of put the first message somewhere saying, for instance, look under the plant pot. So they look under the plant pot and find a note, and the note says, look under the watering can. So they've got to run around the garden trying to find the watering can. And when they get to the watering can, they'll look in that, and then it says, go to the shed door. And we end up with lots of exercise with the kids running all over the place, picking up a few eggs on the way, and then the big egg is the final one. The thing is, you spend all this time doing it and hiding it all from them so they can't see what you're doing, and a fortune on eggs, and then they find the big one, then they go, can we do it all again? But loads of fun. No, there aren't new ones, Jen. I've had those for a while. Those are Fisker's ones, they're very nice. Need double glazed windows last week. Right, I'll have a look at those in just a sec. Right, so that's what we've got. So I'm going to put some binding on those end bits there. So I'll take my mat out of my mat carrier and take my ruler. Let's whip off the selvage, we don't want that. Thinking of joining a half-yard club. I'm in the USA. Is the tax based on my state of Pennsylvania? It's all online, so you shouldn't be taxed on it, surely. We don't do PayPal, I'm afraid, on the website. It's only credit or debit cards. PayPal was turning out to be very expensive. But we don't post anything out, so you shouldn't be paying tax on that, should you? If you just buy, you know, it's an online subscription. For my shop, if you're buying from Debbie Short Sewing, then we're actually sending out physical products, and we do send to the States. I'm not sure about taxes for that, I'm afraid. Maybe Rita would be the best one to ask, but she's not normally here on a Saturday because it's so early. But for the half-yard club, I'd correct me if I'm wrong, but I wouldn't have thought you'd have to pay tax on that. I have made a mat and ruler carrier, Sharon, and that's on the Half Yard Sewing Club website now. That's your secondary project. Excuse me. Virginia, the Half Yard, and it's £9.95 a month. Thank you, Casey. So you don't pay tax on it, is that right? Right, I'm going to cut some strips to make some binding. And 3/4 of an inch, we'll do these 1.5 inches wide. Should we do one? Let's do 1.5. So I want the strips to be quite narrow. And a little bit of a tip for you. If you use the bias in the same fabric as the lining, it's not going to stand out very much. So it doesn't matter if your stitches are a little bit wonky. So I think 3 will be enough. I haven't measured those to see. And don't need to be cut on the bias, so it's just binding. I was just looking for my best press, but I can't see it. It must have fallen on the floor. So let's fold this in half. Like so. Oh, that might be a bit narrow, but no, we'll be fine. And then in half again. Oh, that might be a bit, I think that's a bit too narrow, because basically I'm going to have a binding that wide and it's got to go all the way around there. So I'm going to recut that. This is what happens when you make things up as you go. You've got some spare bits of fabric. So I'll do it 2 inches wide. Loves the mat and the half yard. So lovely, I'm glad you're enjoying the half yard club. Sarah did an Easter egg hunt with Emily and hid them all before she arrived. The only problem was the dogs had seen. Could be a problem. Yeah, Alana, I do have a tutorial for, it's the little square bag here on YouTube where you sew the lining in afterwards. But we were covering bias binding on inside seams, so I thought we'd do it this way. Do you do anything, or could you with the selvage edges cut off? I don't know. I did make a ragdoll and use the selvages as her hair. That was Selvage Sally. What does everybody else do with their selvages? Depends how pretty they are, because sometimes you get some very pretty selvages and sometimes it's just got names printed on them. So if it's a pretty one, then I'd maybe weave with it. That would make a good look. Or use it as a trim. On a bag maybe would be nice. Around the hem of a skirt would be a little bit special. Oh, Leanne's been on a sewing machine for nearly a month. What did your sewing machine ever do to you, Leanne? Get back on that sewing machine. I'm being told to open my widget on YouTube again, so I'm sorry if the signal's not too good there. This fabric really could benefit from a little bit of best press. So I'm ironing the 2 long sides to the centre and then in half again. Like so. And then these again. So Anna, these aren't cut on the bias. You don't need to cut binding on a bias unless you're going around a curve, because the bias allows the fabric to stretch. I'll show you, I'll just iron this one and then we'll have a chat about that if you like. So again, to the centre. Like so. To the centre. I ought to get myself a bias binding maker, hadn't I? It's quite hot on your fingers. And then in half again. Sewn the selvages together and made a bag with them. That's a nice idea, Leslie. So there's a pretty one. Kim's probably got it, Chris, to be honest. Things happen. So I'll do 2 pieces, that might be enough. Right, bias fabric. I've only got a little scrap here, but I should be able to explain. So the straight of grain is the warp and the weft. So those are your 2 grains that go up and they go across. Your warp goes up and down, your weft goes from weft to right. No stretch, very little movement. If you turn the whole thing around on a 45-degree angle, the fabric stretches in both directions. So if you cut a strip of fabric on the straight of grain like this, no give. So don't try sewing that around a curve, it'll all pucker up. If you cut it on a 45-degree angle, it will stretch. So let's just do that quickly with a little piece. Now you've got 2 ways of doing this. If you've got your cutting mat, you have a 45-degree angle. So I can line up my fabric with the straight of grain across the straight here, and then use my ruler to cut across using that 45-degree line, and that's cut on the bias. I'd then use the ruler again to maybe cut on a 2-inch, a 1-inch, however wide the strips are. So this time I'm just using the ruler, I'm not using the mat. I just use the mat to cut that 45-degree line in the first place. If you're using your ruler, go for the straight edge here, and if it's not straight, make it straight. And then use your 45-degree line on your ruler, which is here, and line that up to the straight of the grain, and cut it at an angle. And again, that is your bias, that's cut on the curve. So that's a very brief explanation, but I hope that's helped a little bit. Right, let's get sewing this. Oops. So, remember I left those raw edges at each side here. So I'm just going to sew a piece of binding around the raw edge. All right. So if you wanted to put some clips in there, that would be fine. And let's just cut this down a little bit. Claire's Half Yard Club renewal is up for the 26th of this month. Love being a member in the projects, even if you don't make them all, it's definitely worth the money. Thank you, Claire. She says, where do you get a pattern for that price these days? If I knew, we'd sell them. So I'm just going to sew down here. There we go. Oh, go on down. Just make sure that's cupped nicely around the edge. And here you go. And that you're catching both sides of the fabric. Yeah. And then we'll do the same on this side. So that's the one that I've just sewn on. That can be trimmed a little bit actually, it doesn't really matter. Patricia says, just want to say thank you, Debbie, finally learning how to finish a neck seam in a doll's t-shirt or dress. Over the moon. Oh good, glad to be of help for you there. So let's wrap this one around again. So I'll have a little bit of a clip in there, no problem, Shelley. And there. I have got a tutorial on YouTube all about bias binding. To be honest, it's quite old. I can't remember what's in it, but I'm sure how to cut bias binding is in there as well. But maybe we'll look at revisiting and updating when I get time. Hello, Hannah in South Africa. Nice to have you on board. Is that Hannah? Hannah Teach. Is it Hannah Teach, or is that your two names mashed together? But welcome along. What time is it in South Africa? What's your weather like? What's your season over there? Don't know very much about South Africa. Right. So we've got that. And then we're going to open out the seams at the side. And sew with the bit that I've just sewn facing downwards. There we go. So Cheryl says, can I say hi to my husband Joe, he's watching with me. Hi Joe from Pittsburgh in the USA. Have we got your sewing yet, Joe? Tell you what, have a look at that for just a sec, because I'm just going to turn my heater off. It's got suddenly very warm in here. It was freezing this morning. Right, so I've got that. Oh, no, I haven't. We'll do that one again. So make sure you've got all of the fabric layers together and the lumpy bits facing down. So I've got that. So I'm just going to turn that the right side out and make sure I've caught all of the fabric. And we'll need to do this in all four corners. So open out the square bit and sew straight down. It does get a little bit lumpy in the middle now. So just go slowly over that one. So two of those. Same on this side. Just keeping all the fabric nice and flat as well. Oh, it just chirped at me. I don't know why. I had a little chirp. Hello, Karen in Port Richey in Florida. Just making a little box bag today. We're mainly talking about the bias binding on seams inside a bag, which is something that Laura asked for. So I'm hoping this explains. I know it's only a small project, but that's kind of what we do. when we do the lives. Okay. Karen's in Huddersfield. Hello. Hi, Karen. Another Karen. Late today. We're picking up a parcel from the post office for your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Karen goes, don't be afraid to start. Alex would rather tinker with his racing car than sew. I wish I had a racing car to tinker with, to be honest. Okay, so that's where we are at the moment. So again, I've sewn all of those pieces together, all of the corners, boxed them all out. And again, if you wanted to just double check that everything looks nice from the outside, that you've caught all of the fabric, because there are a few layers there, so sometimes you might not, then it'd be a good idea to just double check that. You don't want to get the binding on and finish it and then realise that you've missed a little piece of fabric. Right, let's take some more of this binding. We're going to do the same on these seams, but whereas this one went into a side seam, so I didn't tuck the end over, this time I'm just going to fold the end of the binding over and then in half. So again, it does make it quite thick, but we want the end of that to be finished nicely. I'm not going to do all 4 of these because you get the gist now we've done one. So let's clip there. A pattern for a drawstring bag. Put Debbie Shaw drawstring bag into YouTube while you're there, Gillian. There's loads. Oh, we need to show you what we're doing next week actually, don't we? Right, and that goes around the edge there. So I've tucked in both ends. Clip that in place and then we'll just sew across it. Find a supply with 1/2 meters of PEX collection. Oh, really? Okay, so then foot down and just re-sew over the top. Now I'm not going too close to the folded edge here because I don't want to make the bag any smaller. You see what I mean here? So there's my original seam which boxes out the corner. If I sewed over that seam, I'm going to make the bag smaller. So I'm just sewing slightly within that seam allowance. And again, I'm not going to do all 4 corners now because we'll be here all day. But if I just flip this through, like so, and poke out the corners. And zip that up. A bit of ribbon in the zip would be quite nice. That's my little bag finished. Now if you wanted to, you could press and crease along the sides here. Just open that out and give it a press. And then pull that and press it. And pull that and press it. And pull that and press it. And that'll make it nice and square. But it's quite a useful size, that one. And yes, you could keep all of your sunglasses in there. It is quite quirky fabric, isn't it? Hi, Reach. I didn't see you pop up earlier on. Nice to have you on board. Thought it might be a bit early for you this Saturday. Next week, I did see the message, I can't remember who it was from, saying about the bag above the Alice cushion. Oh, the rabbit one. I don't have a tutorial for that. I just kind of made that up in one of the lives. Can't remember when that was. The chenille bags are on my YouTube channel. Lengthen the stitch where it's thicker. I don't need to on this one, to be honest, but if your machine's struggling a little bit, then yes, to lengthen your stitch and maybe increase the pressure if you have a presser foot pressure dial on your machine as well. Patricia made Debbie's box bag in faux and Harry's tweed. Oh, that's nice. What's Laura's lovely idea? Oh, Laura said it would be lovely in faux leather for a man's storage. Yeah, or laminate it. If you've got some Odie coat, just laminate whatever fabric you've got. Do that before you sew it together. And then that would make a nice wash bag as well. Just fed baby and put her down for a nap and he's already eating lunch. Oh, you're going to be so fit, Lisa, with these kids. I bet you don't get any sleep. Right, so I hope that's useful. I'll finish off those inside seams at a later date. Unplugging iron, everybody. Kid size Easter round bottom bag. An Easter round bottom bag. What, have I done one, or is that a suggestion? So that's a nice idea. It is a DX7 Casey. Love it. It's my new thing. Well, I've had it a few months. I don't know how it all works properly yet, but very impressed with it so far. Right, so next week we're going to be at 4 o'clock. So just a reminder that on the Saturdays we're still at 11 o'clock every week, apart from the Half Yard Club Sew Along, which is going to be at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And the reason for that is we had so many requests from people in America that, unlike Rita, who gets up at 5:56 every morning, didn't want to get up that early for a sew along, so we moved it to later on. And no, that doesn't help in Australia, but the rest of the weeks, the other 3 weeks like today, are going to be at 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's just the last Saturday of the month that we're going to be at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So next week is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on YouTube and on the Half Yard Sewing Club Facebook page. And this is what we're going to be making. So when you're saying about an Easter bag, it's got a square base, not a round base, but this is actually really big. Doesn't maybe look so big when you look at it like this, but when you open it up, it's a rather large box that has 2 drawstrings around the top, so you can gather those up. And then that makes a very pretty storage bag, I think. Once you know the technique, which isn't complicated at all, you can make these in any size you like. So if you wanted to make a little Easter egg bag, then that would be ideal. Just make the proportions smaller. So if you are a Half Yard Club member, you'd have had your newsletter. If you haven't had the newsletter, then take a look on the website, because the newsletters are now on the website as well, and that will give you the materials list of everything that you need to make this one. The fabric that I use for this one is one of the Lynette Andersons on the website. It's just absolutely beautiful, and so is the lining. It's just a really nice contrast. But you can make this in any kind of cotton you like. So I will put all of the ingredients on my Facebook page, on the Half Yard Club Facebook page, and I will put them on the community page on YouTube as well. So you should be able to pick those up wherever you're watching. And again, if you're on the Half Yard Club, if you're in the Half Yard Club anyway, it will have been in your newsletter and it will be on the website too. It's nice, isn't it, Lisa? It's really, really simple, but it turned out very big. But I'm thinking it's just so useful for storage. You know, if you've got your bits and bobs, maybe it's knitting or your crafty bits and bobs next to you, or you're sitting in an armchair, you've got some hand sewing in here, you just throw it all back in there, draw them up, hang it over a chair at the back of the door, and you're done. So again, I'll give you all of the measurements maybe later on today if I remember. Otherwise it might be Monday when somebody emails and says, you didn't do it. Did you say you've got a pattern for the Alice panels to make the various things? Yeah, we did that for Create and Craft as a bundle. I'll have them put on the website as downloads, if that's okay. So there'll be, I can't remember how we did it. There was one cushion with bunting and another cushion with coasters and placemats. So there'll be 2 separate downloads. So yes, I'll try and get those on this afternoon, actually. That's a good idea. I forgot all about those. Attach shoulder straps to use as a handbag. You could just make those longer. That would be a nice idea, actually, wouldn't it? Maybe put a couple of straps on here. You mean like that? I'll have a look at doing that. Another thing I was thinking is on our website as doing kits. And because I was talking to Kim yesterday actually, if you wanted to make this exactly like this, the minimum amount of fabric that you'd buy is 1/2 metre. So you're going to have loads left over. You'd need 1/2 metre of the outer and 1/2 metre of the lining when you're only going to make a bag that big. So I thought, when I've got time, I say that an awful lot, when I've got time, I'll look at putting together smaller kits so you just get what you need to make this, not all of the extra fabric that you'd need to buy. So it's a more cost-effective way of doing it. We only sell the H640 and H630 1 metre pieces. So if you haven't got any of that in stock and you want to make this, you're buying a piece this big, which I know you're going to use for lots of different projects. And I'd love to sell you more than you actually need, but going forward, I think we'll try and do some smaller kits. Maybe a while, because I've got rather a lot on at the moment. Straps are a good idea. Won't be for next week. And I've done a video for that. There it is. I've done a video for it already, but maybe I was just thinking if this is something that we do in a kit, we may be able to put some straps on it as well. I'll have a think about that. That might be going on Create and Craft. Kits is a good idea. Thank you. Yeah, I thought I've got loads of full ideas. I just haven't got enough days in the week to make them all. Anyway, so come and say hello at Stitches if you're at the trade show tomorrow in Birmingham. And if not, I shall see you again on Wednesday or next Saturday. Remember, next Saturday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The kit's for the sew along. I'd love to, Sarah. That was kind of in my mind, but it's getting far enough ahead so that I can get the fabrics in and have everything cut and packaged ready to go beforehand. Because you know what I'm like. A lot of the time, I don't know what I'm doing on Wednesday. It comes around so quickly. So one day, when I have enough time, I would like to do that. I keep freezing on my TV. It's so funny. I hate it when that happens because more often than not, when the TV freezes, you go. It's never a flattering thing, is it? When you're frozen. Toiletries for camping. That's a good idea. If you sew leather, do you use it to stabilise? It depends, Carol. For something like this, probably not. That would be very nice just with it on its own. If I was making a handbag, I'm just looking around to see what faux leather handbags I have. I would use some kind of interfacing with it, an H640 or something like that, not anything too heavy. But if you're using a fusible, fuse it from the fleece side, not the top side, obviously, because it'll melt. Thanks, Angela. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've been here a long time. It's 12:30. I haven't had my breakfast yet. They need a little helper offering. Can't afford helpers. Not in that bracket yet. Got my family to pay for. Oh right. Now oh wow. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. I'm just going all zooming in and out. I wish you could have seen that. It was quite entertaining. Right, so keep trying on the website if you've been struggling with it. To get hold of that Maddy panel. Just really quickly, if you have only just come on board, because I know we get people coming and going all the way through these. The Maddy panels, we don't have that many. Less than half price, less than cost price. But they do have a malfunction. And it's because this is mismatched. So if you go into the website, it's under new arrivals, it's under special offers, perfectly usable. If you're making up the Maddy Caddy, no problem at all. It's just that the pattern doesn't match over the join in the two colours. So you need to use that as one and that as another fabric. But this, obviously, as I said before, isn't something that we're going to have reprinted because it was basically a mistake. Quite a costly mistake, but that's what they are. So they're still absolutely useful. No faults or flaws or anything with them apart from just that mismatch of fabric. So buy as many as you like when we've got the stock and take advantage of the ridiculously low price. And while you're doing that, I shall sign off and I shall see you again on Wednesday or next Saturday, remember, at 4. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.